Beyond the basics for beating constipation. If you are already doing everything we talked about in part 2, sufficient fiber, moving your middle, and proper hydration, and you still need assistance to get things moving, you are not alone. What I have found is that remedies for your situation are uniquely yours. There are several additional things that you can do that have worked for other women. In this part 3 of this series, we'll cover, do prunes really work? How can you help your digestion? And 10 things to try. All right, well, do prunes really work? Actually, they do. A randomized clinical trial of prunes versus Metamucil was recently published. Study participants went from an average of 1.7 a week to 3.5 on prunes, at least one every other day, and then back to baseline when the prunes were removed. On Metamucil, they got up to 2.8 per week. Not as good as the prunes, and a significantly better stool consistency was also noted in the prunes. The researchers concluded that treatment with dried plums resulted in greater improvement in constipation symptoms than the commonly used fiber supplement. Given their palatability, tolerability, and availability, dried plums should be considered as a first-line therapy for chronic constipation. Well, how can you help your digestion? In addition to chewing your food well, you also need a full spectrum of micronutrients, food enzymes, and probiotics to help break down your food into a liquid slurry, increase absorption and assimilation of nutrients, and help everything move along at the right pace. I recommend Super Blue Green Algae harvested by New Earth. I've been using it myself and for me and my family for over 25 years. It is one of the reasons that I am a distributor for New Earth products. It contains vitamins, minerals, trace minerals, all 20 amino acids, phytonutrients, active enzymes, pigments, essential fatty acids, omega-3s, and much more. It contains all of those essential micronutrients in a balanced and highly absorbable whole food form so that every cell of your digestive system can do the necessary repairs, eliminate the toxins, and be nourished and regenerate itself. You also need food enzymes. If you eat food enzymes with every snack and meal, you will break down every little piece into more easily absorbed and assimilated by the intestines. There are 3 groups of enzymes when it comes to menopausal constipation. There are amylase, protease, and lipase. And that means they break down the starches, the proteins, and the fats. Probiotics are what do the heavy lifting. They are in your stomach, small intestine, and colon. In fact, 25% of your stool is bacteria. Traditional peoples got their probiotics from fermented foods. I remember that my great-grandmother always had homemade sauerkraut on the dinner table. Probiotics help to maintain the health of the mucosal lining of the entire digestive system. They protect large proteins from getting through the intestinal lining, help maintain the proper pH of the digestive system, produce vitamin K for clotting and B vitamins for calming. Probiotics stimulate peristalsis, which is the contraction of the colon, and it helps to move the stool along and out. And for us, they also sequester estrogen and help to recycle it back into your body. Well, I had 10 more things to try, but I decided to choose my top 3. And for the rest of the list, just check out the blog on my website. Number 1 is Triphala. This is something I started to use right away when I noticed that I was changing. And Triphala is recommended and used more than any other Ayurvedic herbal formulation. It's popular for its unique ability to gently cleanse and detoxify the system while simultaneously replenishing and nourishing it. This is a traditional formula which supports the proper functions of digestion, circulation, respiratory, and your urogenital system. It's translated as 3 fruits. It is composed of the dried fruits of amalaki, bibhataki, and harataki. The second thing that I thought was easy and very effective is just plain old lemon water. And it happens to be part of the daily morning rehydrating drink described in part 2. It's a natural way to relieve constipation quickly. Lemon stimulates the bowels and it helps your intestines produce mucus, which your intestines need to function optimally. It also hydrates the colon and adds moisture to dry stools. Just add a little fresh lemon juice to water and sip it all day. Magnesium plays an important role in muscle function, heart rhythm, blood pressure, and immune system functioning, and your blood sugar level. For this reason, magnesium and constipation are directly related because the entire digestive system is essentially one long muscle. Magnesium citrate is magnesium with citric acid, which, like most magnesium supplements, has a laxative property, but it's well absorbed and cost-effective. Magnesium oxide is a non-chelated type of magnesium, bound to an organic acid or a fatty acid. It contains 60% magnesium and has stool softening properties. The best way to tell if you are getting enough magnesium is the bowel test. You know when you have too much magnesium when your stools become loose. This, in fact, may be a blessing for people with constipation, which is one of the many ways magnesium deficiency manifests. And that's a quote by Dr. Carol Dean, MD, ND. Your situation is unique. Experiment with these additional ideas to help relieve your constipation. In part 4 of this series, you will learn how to develop your pelvic power. If you would like to know more about menopausal constipation and other tips for surviving and thriving menopause and beyond, just click on the free ebook banner below. When you click on the banner, you will receive my ebook, What's Happening to Me? Things They Forgot to Tell Us About Menopause, absolutely free of charge. You will also be included in my email list to receive more helpful tips and tricks to make this transition the best time of your life.